Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today we are talking about the one and only Turbo. I know many of you guys are concerned about Turbo and crypto in general, but listen, you know, I just want to say in terms of Turbo, right? Any price action that you see and any bleeding out over the last few days, even few weeks, it's not really Turbo's fault. I've been seeing some people call this coin a rug pull, a scam. And the reality is, everyone calls every coin a scam once they start losing money, right? People that are ignorant and thought they are going to get rich overnight, or bought at the tops, they get really, really upset, because, they bought in and it started to dump. I don't know where they got their news from. I don't know, what they saw, what they were promised, or what their own bias was, because sometimes a lot of people have their own bias, right? Regardless of what people say. Um, but yeah, I just want to say this coin is literally not a scam. Every single coin right now is down by a lot. You know, like Ondo is sub $1. We have um, Radium close to $2, Pangolin at 15 cents. Something like XRP has also dropped off a lot recently, despite its nice pump, right? It still went from $3 back down to 230, right? And now it's slowly recovering. So, everyone calls everything a scam until it starts pumping. XRP I wasn't the biggest fan of, but when Trump, it's not that the coin was bad, but when Trump won, everything changed. And guys, it's the same thing with Turbo, right? People are going to clown on a coin. They're going to clown on everything. But the reality is, it's like literally the whole market's bleeding. This is not a Turbo issue. This is not a rug pull, right? Literally, it was a community takeover after the owner sold, everything over here, right? And I think he had like 10 or 12 or percent of the shares or something anyway. So it's not like he completely rugged it or anything. He just cashed out his share of the pie. I mean, anyone that makes a coin that has 5-10% of the holdings is going to cash out if they have millions of dollars available. I mean, it's pretty obvious, pretty common sense. But yeah, just want to talk about that. Just want to say that very, very quickly. We still have the community thing happening on Friday where people will be using certain hashtags, the $ with Turbo on Twitter, under the summit posts and other posts. Really highly recommend you guys engage. It's going to be crazy times. There's a chance that we get a sell the news event, or it might pump, right? When Trump announced certain things with the reserves, we saw Turbo and every other coin pump. And then because of the gap, everything dropped once again. If we go to the Turbo Twitter handle, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that we are almost at 110,000 followers, right? There is no new news right now. This video is going to be a mix of a bunch of stuff regarding Turbo, right? One of the things I did want to do is just read the comments and see what people are saying. I have not personally looked at the last, X amount of posts under Turbo, at least the comments. So this is all going to be a first time, first time I'm reading this, maybe first time you're reading this. Okay, good night, Turbo community. Good night. Shout out to you, Peg. Okay, stronger than ever. The best strategy is to buy more crypto. Turbo. So a lot of positivity overall. I love Turbo, hard as returns key, just like high quality, maybe Turbo. Great strategy or two. Okay, I don't know what that is. Probably spam bot. So the reason why I'm going through this, ladies and gentlemen, is because I want to see if people are, turning on Turbo, or if they are still supporting it despite price being down. The thing is, I understand most of you understand that although Turbo is down, it is not a Turbo issue, right? I love the 4D chess analogy, 3 moves ahead. Turbo is being active, it is replying. Let's go. I feel bad. I just feel my Turbo has a judgment in pocket, right? Okay. All right, so it's just a bunch of positivity. I mean, that is what we like to see. There's not many people, being scared or pessimistic. It's actually just a lot of positivity. We do have some hidden comments. I don't know what this is. Spam, and you slowly rugs. Here's what I'm talking about. it's not a rug pull, and you slowly rugged. Absolutely hilarious. Absolutely ignorant people. Can't fix them. That's fine. It's just a bunch of spam. Yeah, man. Yeah, right, man. The only direction this turd goes is down. I mean, dude, you could literally say that about 99.9% of coins. And, even Bitcoin was struggling. Bitcoin went down because of the gap. And then we had like every other coin that I just mentioned. We have so many coins that have gone down recently. Um, but, let's go over some data. Turbo is roughly at 190 million market cap. We will go over the charts very, very quickly, right? Because, generally speaking, we are in a concerning zone now, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Which we'll just get into just a sec, because I just want to cover this quickly. Volume still great despite, us dropping in market cap. Everything is looking solid. We are slowly, losing our rank a little bit. We're almost outside the top 200 once again, but that's fine. Meme coins kind of, they get hit a little bit harder, people. Remember, meme coins do get hit harder. It is inevitable that, we are going to bleed sometimes a little bit heavier than other coins. Holders, we can see the holders are roughly the same. Nothing too crazy. 962, 66, 69. So we're actually growing in holders despite the markets being in chaos. So that is what we like to see. That is what I like to see. We actually literally almost have 53,000 followers, or not followers, holders. Would not be surprised, especially if we get a green day, if we hit this in the next 3 days or so. There is a Trump summit happening, in a couple of days. So we have to be wary of that. It might be sell the news event, or it might be pump the news. So we'll have to see how everything reacts. But back to the price action, ladies and gentlemen, right? I explained this in a different video, but I explain it here again that, although in theory, this was a great area to buy, right? At 0.003132 area, you have to remember that at the end of the day, there are certain indicators to know if we are going to be going lower or higher, okay? When I was talking about turbo, right, I pretty much said we are always in a range roughly from, let's just say 0.0029 to roughly 0.004, right? We're in this range. And I did say many times that we do have to break out of the range to get real confirmation that turbo is going up, right? Because when we look at the 4 hour, we can see that we are just generally ranging, right? We are ranging. But when we go on the daily, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that actually we have not created a higher high closing on the daily at all, right? So that is the thing. And the charts never lie. People can clown technical analysis as much as they want, but the charts never lie. So even though we have certain zones marked up, like the big one at 0.0032, until we get indication and confirmation that we are going to break to the upside, nothing suggests we are going to pump just yet, right? It's unfortunate because I feel like if Turbo was on an island, Turbo would be doing better. But because Bitcoin is going up and down, being heavily manipulated, this is also causing us to drop in price. Bitcoin dominance is also going up, and Ethereum is really suffering. And unfortunately, we are on the Ethereum chain. So we also will suffer extra because of Ethereum. Now, we have to see how this weekly candle closes, right? We have to see. It is not over just yet. But if we do close something like this and we do start printing more, candles, daily candles below, and especially a weekly candle below, then there's a high probability that we may just actually completely drop all the way somewhere down to 0.0015 area. That is just the reality. It's not really up to us or anyone, right? This is just how technical analysis works. So we'll continue to monitor everything, even if we do get a pump, right? A pump even upwards of 0.004345, it doesn't really matter because all it does at the end of the day is just create another lower high, right? You can see I have it all marked up here. We have this, this double top pretty much, right? They're pretty much equal, and then another lower high. So, until we get nice reversals, until we get a nice break of structure, the only time it would be acceptable for this lower high to be valid is if we get a lower high, but then also a higher low, and then we continue going to the upside. Also, if we do look at the daily candles, we could actually see lower high, sorry, yeah, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. So we are staircasing downwards on the daily. So we have to monitor everything, right? It is not looking the brightest. However, you know, who knows how this Trump event will go. The only concerning thing and annoying thing is that if we go here, we still have this 78K gap that never got filled. Okay. It never got filled. And that is very, very annoying because either we will see a big drop to 78K, even maybe downwards of 75, 74K, or we're simply going to ignore it and fill it up during the next bear season. For me, I'd rather just fill up during the next bear season, as you know, I'll roughly know where price will be going, and how it's just easier to guess and estimate where we will top, or sorry, bottom out next cycle. But in terms of turbo, that is it, ladies and gentlemen, right? We still have the gap. Like I said, there are still some factors outside of turbo's hands that we have to worry about. Other than that, right, for me, this is still the micro move. I said at the minimum, I believe turbo can hit 2 cents, worst case scenario. So if you bought, from even the top and you're right down here, obviously I'm not a financial advisor, but in my opinion, it's just better to hold it out and see what happens. If you put in $1,000 and you are, let's say, roughly down 80% to 2,000, I mean, yeah, it's not looking good, but at the same time, the whole market's bleeding, and I do believe there will be a rotation in money and a shift in structure very, very soon over the next couple of weeks. There is a federal rate cut coming up soon, so that is also positive for us, and we'll continue to monitor everything. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.